Oh, look,
But,
yeah. Last week, I was walking, home with him, and I went, he was saying something stupid, and I went, I've got a competition for next week. Let's do a phone-in, and it's called Karl Pilkington, Genius or Fool.
Yeah.
Right? And he went, no. I went, why not? He went, well, it'd be confusing, because they say there's no difference between genius and being a fool.
You do though, don't you?
No, but it's rubbish, and people say there's a fine line between madness and genius, and you know, it's a ridiculous soundbite. They don't say there's a fine line between a genius and an idiot.
Well, the people who do are idiots.
Yeah.
So what would you do there though, just to sort of wrap that little thing up? What would you do? That lad loves his mum's milk.
What are you asking me to come up with?
No, I'm
a
just
title for the story.
No. It's just what would you do? Right.
What do you mean? What would I do?
Well, it's causing a bit of a problem in the area. Right.
What area?
In America, I think it was.
Oh, America are a problem, are they? George Bush is worried about this kid who's breastfeeding at 8.
Imagine it like this, right?
Right. No, so Carl, what are you asking me? About this spurious story you saw on the internet?
I saw it on the internet. There's an 8-year-old lad, he likes his mum's milk, and it's saying, is this right? Should it
No,
be
it's
going
not.
on?
But what
do you want Ricky to do about it? It's not his responsibility.
Yeah.
No, but the little town that he lives in, they're all causing an uproar, right? Going, this isn't right, you know, I can't let my kid play out in case he's in the garden with his mum getting a bit hungry, right? So,
oh, God.
What should they do? Because his mum's saying, well, he likes it.
Yeah.
And he, you know, so what do you do?
I don't know the laws.
No, but I'm not asking you to sort out the laws. I'm just saying, if you lived in that neighbourhood, what would you say? If you went up to him and said, look, everyone's getting a bit fed up with this, look.
I'd say, what would I do? What do you mean, what would I do? What are you asking me?
Right, it doesn't matter.
No, what are you asking me? What are you asking me and Steve and the public?
I'm just saying, say if you live next door to this woman.
Yeah.
Right? The kid's hungry, 8 years old, he's out playing on his bike and he goes, Mum, I'm getting a bit peckish, and he goes, alright son. She whops one out. And he starts having his milk, right? You live next door, you're putting your washing out, and you see this going on. You're getting a bit sick of it, because it's gone on for months.
8 years, I see.
Why is it your business? Why are you such a nosy neighbour that you're concerned?
What would you do, Carl? Let's turn it back on him.
Yeah.
What would you do?
What's your solution?
What would you do?
Well, I thought I'd say, right, why are you doing this? And she'd say, because he likes it. And I go, alright then, put it in a bowl first.
Genius.
And you think that would sort that out?
No, because I was thinking about the whole thing, right, and you do that when you're a baby, and everything's alright, innit?
Yeah.
No one bats an eyelid at a little baby having a bit of milk from its mum's breast, right?
Yeah. You'd almost say it was natural.
But you grow out of it. It's like, you don't see. It got me thinking about things you don't see. And you don't see.
Did you put this into a computer? Show me things you don't see.
What else don't you see?
Well, you don't see, like, an old man having a Twix. You never...
Oh!
So what?
You know the terrible thing about all this, Steve, is he's right.
You don't see an old man
I
having a
know,
Twix.
that's a terrible thing.
So what they have got, right, they've made old man toffees, haven't they? They've come up with Werther's.
Is that a song? Oh God! You don't see it.
So they've got their Werther's, right?
Yeah.
So
look at him! You think he's giving a lecture at Oxford?
It's not going anywhere.
No, go on, sorry. Go on.
I'm just saying,
right,
you grow out of things.
Yeah.
And the old man, I'm sure when he was a kid, he'd have a Twix.
Yeah.
But now it doesn't look right, so he's having...
It doesn't look right!
So...
Right.
I don't think Werther's originals were specially designed for old people. I think they were sweets that just happened to have been made for years. That's why old people eat them.
Yeah.
They didn't go, hang on, there's a market here. I've noticed old people aren't eating Twixes. Quick, let's make some old man sweets.
But the little advert, he gives it to his grandson as well, doesn't he? He goes, I have a Werther's original.
No, I think it cuts though before he throws it back in his face and goes, get me a Twix.
XFM 104.9, we're not here.
Oh, it is a bit like being Dennis Norden, playing some great moments from the show.
I was just imagining Dennis Norden one day, sort of just like waking up out of his stupor, he's doing this, and he'd go into the producer and go, I've just seen a couple of my programmes.
I just saw It'll Be Right on the Night 18.
It's shit.
It is terrible.
Why didn't someone tell me? Well, we We didn't want to upset you because, you know. But I've been doing it way too long. Well, you could just let me go on forever. Well, until you died, yeah. Well, why can't my son take over? Well, he's 80, Dennis.
And the jokes I'm doing, they're awful.
They're just... Why have I got that clipboard?
I've written these jokes, they're not funny. There's an audience, they're laughing. What are they laughing
They're not
at?
laughing, they're not laughing, that's canned laughter.
Who are those audience? Who goes to an audience for It'll Be Right on the Night?
A lot of them are older than you.
It can't be right.
You know we have 15% fatality in one of your audiences.
But I went home at Christmas, I watched one of the episodes,
Yeah.
I was with my family and friends, I said, watch this, you'll love it. Stony face, no one laughed, they all thought it was
Well, it is
Well, why didn't you tell me earlier?
We didn't want to hurt your feelings, you're an old man. You may be upward of 102.
I didn't realise.
Yeah.
Here's a problem that someone's emailed in. We're taking emails today. If you've got a problem, a concern, or, you know, just a general query that you think Carl could answer for you. It could be about anything. It could be about some of the big kind of philosophical questions.
Yeah.
It could be you know, something to do with war or famine, anything like that. Or it could just be a personal dilemma, you know, something that's happening locally. Anyway, this seems one that I think you probably have... You and your father have probably come across this sort of dilemma in the past, and I'd be interested to know what your take is on it. Let me see, this is from Lee Matthews by the look of it. He says, he lives in a suburban area where the local teenagers also live on the same road, and they're running riot. They're smashing wing mirrors off the cars, they're crashing into parked cars on their skateboards, they're just generally making mayhem, you know, night and day. What can he do to stop this going on? The parents of the kids don't seem to give a damn. Anyone who complains to them, they just say, "I'll piss off." You know, the police are useless because they never catch them in the actual act of violence, which is what they got to do to apparently convict them. So they don't know who to turn to, really. It's rather like when a little old lady went and got the A-team, you know.
It's a, you know, and he was dressed as an elderly Chinaman.
Exactly.
She knew who he was. Colonel Decker didn't have a clue.
Yeah.
You see, it's weird because now it has got out of hand. Do you know what I mean? Like years ago when I was growing up on the estate, yeah, you had problems, but not like you have now. Do you know what I mean? You know,
Summers were nice as well, weren't they?
Well, right, and
Police are getting shorter and younger.
But you yourself kind of admitted in the past that you were something of a tearaway. You didn't do anything
but
like
never,
these kids
I
here.
mean, the thing is, I was scared that if I got caught doing it, my dad would go mad.
Yes.
And I remember smashing a car window by accident and legging it in the lounge and sort of pretending to go asleep on the settee. Right?
Genius.
And I heard a knock at the door.
He chloroformed
and I thought,
himself just to be unconscious when his dad came home.
And there was a knock on the door, and I thought, oh god, this is a fella who saw me. I was chucking a stone in the air, seeing how high I could throw it.
Of course you were. Did it keep landing on your head? That would explain a lot.
And it came down.
Chucking a stone in the air, love
To
it.
see how far I could
It's
throw
brilliant.
So, you know, I wasn't bothering anyone.
Did you
by
invent that game?
that, right?
Did you get the stone for your birthday? Go and play with your stone.
He gave one to Suzanne.
Carl, go and play with your stone.
The thing is, right, and it came down at a funny angle, and
Of course it did.
It ate the back of this car, and the back window is the most expensive because it has that heating thing in it,
Yeah.
in case you got a frosty window.
Yeah.
So I thought, oh god. So I legged it in, got on the settee, went to sleep, knocked at the door.
Genius. It's a
Went to
brilliant plan. It's a brilliant plan.
Sleep.
I couldn't be guilty. I'm asleep.
So
I love the idea.
So the thing is, our lounge used to sort of you could see in from the door, right? So this family who saw me do it saw me asleep on the settee, and my mum said, "Go and get the door," and I sort of went, "What?" as if I'd been asleep.
Yeah.
I went to the door, like rubbing my eyes, and the fella said, "What did you run off for? I saw you." I was like, "Oh no," and I didn't see my dad. I went out. It was when he was working sort of evenings, so I went out so I didn't have to see my dad. And then the next day I came home from school, and my dad said, 45 quid.
Oof.
That's all he said
That's all
when
he
he
said.
looked at me.
And then you fell asleep when he went, wake up. You know what I said? No, 45 quid.
Now the thing
Carl.
is, he didn't have to do anything.
£45, Carl. Now, I know you were saving up for a brick, but you can't have it. Yeah.
Just
So,
Equally, if you're doing a bigger crime, you know,
Yeah.
a bank job or a murder.
Remember to take the stocking off your head, because if they wake you up and go, why have you got a stocking on your head?
Yeah.
Just go, oh, I had a weird dream.
You've obviously heard of the famous Rosa Parks incident, in which she was obliged to move on the bus from where she was sat to somewhere else, and she chose not to, and she was arrested for it. Became very much a sort of figurehead of the civil rights movement. Had you been travelling on that bus?
What would you do?
And am I far from where I'm getting off?
So once again, you can't just nip out at the next stop so you can wash your hands of the whole affair. No, you're on that bus. You've still got a number of stops, so you've got to stay on that bus. So you've seen this bus driver demanding that she gets up, gives up that seat. Maybe she's given up that seat for you.
I'd probably go, it's alright, I'm standing, I'm alright.
What if Suzanne wasn't allowed to sit with you on buses? What if now a law came in that women were second-class citizens and she can't come with you? Wouldn't you go, no, fuck that, she's sitting with me?
I'd say we're only going around the block. We've been to the shopping centre. We're only 15 minutes. Can you take that bag with you? Because there's no one sat next to you down here. I'm a bit crammed in up here. There's more blokes on the bus. I'll see you in a minute.
Carl, let's put this I mean, obviously, this is too much for your head to... You're on a bus, right, and there's a few white people, and
I'm the driver.
And they're being racist to a black kid.
Right, I'd go, if I'm driving, I'd go, listen, lads, stop that, will you?
If you're going to be racist, can you get off at the next stop and do it there?
You know, we've all had a tough day. It's the end of the day. We just all want to go home. We've all been working. He's not in your way. He's sat in his own seat. Sit back. Calm down. Had enough.
Surely you want to be on the side of right.
I'm just doing my job here. I'm sat driving a bus. I'm driving a bus for 30 quid a week here. I'm getting a load of grief off some people at the end of the day.
But think bigger than the bus rule. It's not just a bus thing, all right? Just imagine that you're not a bus driver. All right?
No, but that's what we're talking about here.
But yes, but Ricky's trying to make a point. It's an analogy again. It's about you taking some kind of responsibility that could put you in harm's way. Yeah. That could mean that you've got to stand up to danger or to bullies or to aggression.
If someone's attacking Suzanne, she goes, Carl, help. You go, no, I could get her here.
Because I know the full story here. But this is what I'm saying about Rosie. What's it? I'm just saying, she sat on the bus. How did it work? She got on the bus. She sat where she wanted.
No, I'll tell you how it worked. It was up to the driver's discretion to change where black people could sit depending on the number of white passengers that got on. So she sat in a seat, so more and more white passengers get on, so this bloke decides, well no, actually this is no longer the black section, there's no black section, because there's enough white people, you've got to stand up. And she decided, no, I'm not going to get up. It's my right to be able to sit on this bus as a person, as a human being, not whether or black or white. And that was why she got arrested.
On a different bus, on a different day, it might not have turned out that way. That's what I'm saying. It might have been, you know, someone else who goes, get off, who's been in a right mood, might have been in the pub all afternoon. And she's there going, I'm not moving, and he's fed up, he's up to here with it.
Sorry, so she's pissed up now.
She's pissed up now.
No, the person sat next to her.
Yeah.
Might have even been a black bloke who's been working hard. And he's like, I don't want this. It's difficult, isn't it? If I was on there, I'd weigh her up. You know, is this woman doing this as like a good cause, or is she just a trouble causer? Because she just seemed like, you know, I'll do what I want. Now that's fine. You'll always get people who do what they want, and they do change the little rules along the way. But I bet when she was doing it, it wasn't like a big stand up. This is the day I'm going to do it. It's just happened to. She was fed up that day. She didn't want to get up. Lazy. She might just go around law breaking all the time, and she's remembered now because she'd made a change about bus seats. But when she got up that morning, did she say I'm going to do that, or has she been fly tipping before she got on the bus? This is what I'm saying. Is she just you know?
No, she's not a troublemaker. She's someone who already had a burgeoning interest in the civil rights. I mean, I really thought the Rosa Parks incident was pretty cut and dry. The fact that Carl's managed to find an ambiguity in it is extraordinary.
I love it.
Tell me something else about Rosie Parks.
Oh, for God's sake. I don't know what she's got to do to win you round, Carl. Honestly, I didn't realise it would be this difficult.
There was a bit of trouble in our yard the other day.
Right.
Between a wasp and a cricket.
Now, the thing is there any point to this at all, or are you just going to tell us you saw...
Are you going to extrapolate some analogy from this?
I think so.
Okay,
yeah,
well, let's see. So there's a wasp...
Yeah, well, so look at the whole scenario.
As you said, sorry, just to clarify, as you said, it was kicking off.
Right, okay. Scenario.
So you're looking out of your window.
No, I'm in the kitchen by the sink.
Yeah.
I'm washing up the few plates.
Right.
The kitchen door's open.
Right.
Suzanne says, oh my God, look at that.
What?
There's a wasp and a cricket having a wrestle. I've never seen it before.
Right.
Wait! Are you sure this wasn't Mexican television and it actually was a sporting
people
event?
dressed up.
Yeah.
So they're there wrestling, and I was like, well, stop them then. So
Stop! Whoa! You don't interfere with fucking Rosa Parks. Why are you interfering with a wasp in a cricket?
because one, I didn't even know they didn't get on, to be honest. Because they were sort of wrestling. I said, and my hands were wet, so I couldn't do anything. I always overdo it with the fairy liquid.
Yeah.
So she's there. I say, separate them.
Force his hand!
So she uses a tea towel, flicks them.
Flick. Clever. Good
Right.
thinking.
The wasp goes its own way. The cricket's sort of jumping about a bit.
But who was fighting who?
So I'm sort of saying that is really weird because wasps are changing quicker than anything else that I keep my eye on.
Okay, well that's just your theory and it's not based on anything.
Well, I told you a couple of years back I saw one eating chicken. They shouldn't be doing it. So anyway, so now they're causing trouble with a cricket.
Whoa, how do you know it was the wasp fault? This is prejudice. Why do you think it was the wasp fault? What if the cricket would have started it? What if the cricket's got a society that go, we hate wasps, we hate their stripes. We hate them. If they come here, fight them. If everyone comes down here, fight them. How do you know it wasn't the cricket that started that?
Well, I suppose at that time I didn't, but since...
Oh,
I don't
subsequent
know.
information's
Oh,
come
okay,
through.
sorry.
Okay,
So anyway,
Like Columbo, isn't it? We saw the...
yeah.
So I saw all that, we broke it up, the cricket was sort of shaking a bit.
Definitely not! Definitely not!
It was shaking a little bit.
Yeah.
So I sort of prodded it, put a little leaf over it because it was a hot day. Thought I'll put a leaf there so it doesn't get overheated.
I love
I'll
this.
keep an eye
Like
on
it's
it.
done the marathon. It's got a little. It's got Mars on the leaf, written
So-
on the leaf, and now it's just walking over the little medal.
So Suzanne, I'd leave it for a bit.
Leave
Get
it.
on.
What did
About
you
half
say?
an hour, about left it for half an hour.
What did Suzanne want to do? She wanted to interfere, did she? What did she want to do? Just sort of like.
No, she just sort of said, leave it, stop messing with it. It's probably a little bit knocked out, a little bit stunned.
Sure, let's
Right.
get on with our lives, she said. Yeah.
So I put the leaf on it. We go off, and half an hour later, I get back in. I said, I'm going to go and see the
Where'd you
cricket.
go? Where did you go?
Just for a walk. So I've been out, back in, have a look. Cricket's still there. Noticed one of its legs gone.
Oh.
Don't know if the wasp did that or the tea towel flick. Well,
Right.
this is when I got the computer out,
Right.
had a look. What happened is the wasp apparently does this a lot, and it stings them in the head.
Right, not this particular. If there wasn't like a little profile of this particular wasp. On a kind of
It's just
police website.
an incident that
Just
happens a
generally
lot
happens within
between
wasp community.
wasps and crickets.
Right.
So it stung it in the head, and what happens is it's that whole thing that we talked about before, where it lays an egg.
Right.
So I was sort of having a look, seeing if I could see any sort of holes in its head, and it just kept sort of moving its one leg, like, oh, I can't handle this.
We've got one big leg.
One big leg at the back now. It's normally got two that it uses to jump.
So you were worried that crickets aren't aware of the dangers of wasps?
I just had a look online and saw that, it's a popular thing that happens. It's sort of like a bit of a mugging. It said you can leave them for about half an hour. They normally come round and they don't know they've had an egg put in their head. But
There's no way it said leave them for half an hour and they come round, they don't have an egg. But there's no way it said
But
that.
he said they're normally stunned for about half hour.
Have you had an egg put in your head?
Fucking ostrich egg, by the way. It's coming out the top.
So anyway, I picked it up, I placed it under a little tree. I said, it's in the shade again. No wasps can see it there. Let's just leave it.
But you've just left that cricket to now die in agony when that maggot goes round his head and comes out a wasp and leaves the carcass.
Well, this is when Suzanne came up and said it wasn't moving. I sorted it.
You sorted it.
Just sorted it.
What did
you
you
wanna
do?
say anything
What
else?
did you mean?
Well, I said, what do you mean you sorted it? She said,
Read
it's
between
best
the
that I
lines.
don't tell you.
Right, sorry.
I've done.
But,
She said she sorted it.
wait. Do you think that we're in the mafia and we're being wiretapped? Say what happened.
No, well, she just said she sorted it, and I said, what, sorted what? Because I'd forgotten about it at that point, I was painting. And she
Right.
said the cricket.
Right, what do you think she meant by sorted it?
Well, by the look on her face, the way she said it, I've known her for long enough, so I know that she meant it's not good news.
Yeah, so what happened?
So from that, I took for granted she means
Say it!
I've stopped it being, it's no longer in misery.
So what do you mean?
What?
What did she do?
She crushed its head with a stone,
She got a tiny head-shaped stone and
squashed it, because that's where all the action is, isn't it? So she said it was too cruel watching it sort of shaking about with its one leg and stuff. You had to kill it.
I imagine I had this vision that one day Suzanne just having to say to his parents,
I'm sorting it.
I've sorted it.
We've got Rockbusters.
Okay.
So these are mine. Number 1, you've been dunking that for too long. That's LB. Right, so
Oh god, that's too easy. That's
but
too
I always
easy.
tease them, don't I? Give them something to make them feel like they're going to win something, and then I hit them hard with a tricky one.
That doesn't make sense. Yeah, go on.
So the first one, so that's the cryptic clue for a band or an artist. Their initials are LB, and
Yeah.
the cryptic clue, you've been dunking that for too long.
Yeah.
So that's the first one. Second one, you won't be able to play that game in this pub because the table ain't big enough. Right? Could be an old artist, could be a new one, could be a band.
What's the initials?
FD. Alright? FD. You won't be able to play that game in this pub. The table ain't big enough. And the final one, well, I've had a rubbish day, so I'm happy it's over. Right? That's the third cryptic clue. The initials being GK. Right?
Yeah.
Well, I've had a rubbish day, so I'm happy it's over. They're the 3 clues. All you got to do is email in ricky.gervais.
That's great. That's genius.
Which one?
The last one.
Alright.
That
Yeah,
is
don't say any-
genius.
don't say
That's the
anything.
best one you've ever done.
Right. Ricky.gervais.
That's great. I don't know the middle one.
.co.uk.
Okay.
Email in them 3 answers, you win the stuff. Let's,
You better give us the answers
let's
again.
give them out. The first one was, you've been dunking that for too long.
Yeah.
That was LB.
Limp Biscuit.
Limp Biscuit.
Yeah, got that one. Yeah.
The third one, we'll jump to that one because you've got it. Well, I've had a rubbish day, so I'm happy it's all over. That was GK.
That's a great one.
That's
Gladys Knight.
Glad it's night. Glad it's night.
Glad
That
it's
is
night.
brilliant, Carl.
And the one that you're both having a problem with, you won't be able to play that game in this pub. The table ain't big enough. FD.
Go on.
Fats Domino. Yeah?
What?
The dominoes, you play dominoes in a pub. The dominoes fat. Pub tables are quite small. You won't be able to play that game in this pub. Fats Domino.
Rubbish.
So, do you want to pick a winner? Random
Rubbish.
Winner? Random
Well,
winner?
you say it's rubbish, but plenty of people got the right answer.
Rubbish.
So.
Yeah. Not after last week.
No.
Right, okay, so if you haven't heard it before, I'll give you some initials. It's like initials of an artist or of a
It's
band.
Blockbusters.
And a cryptic clue to who the band is. There's 2 easy ones, 1 difficult one. First one is, That'll Never Get Off the Ground.
Right.
Yeah?
That'll never get off the ground. The
That'll
initial?
Never Get Off the Ground is the clue.
Not
and
LZ.
The initials are LZ.
You are joking.
2 easy ones.
Right.
Please. Yeah?
Okay.
Right, and then you've got, that woman's got her husband's gloves and a pair of her own.
Say it again.
That woman has got a pair of her husband's gloves, and she's got a pair of her own. That's HH. Right? It's a bit of a difficult one. And then the last one, you'll get a right load of bacon off them. Right?
You'll get what?
A right load of bacon off them. That's L.
L.
Yeah. So once
You'll
again,
get a
very
right
quickly,
load of bacon off of them.
you'll get a right load of bacon off them. So first one, That'll Never Get Off the Ground. LZ. That woman has got her husband's gloves and she's got a pair of her own. That's HH.
Brilliant.
And you'll get a right load of bacon off them. That's L.
And it's
So-
an email only.
Yeah, we have. Yeah, we've got the first clue.
You're upset, Carl.
miserable.
I'm a bit fed up today. The weather's. I knew when I was walking in today though that I'd be.
But that video, there's lots of weather on that video, so they can, whoever wins this can go and see sort of the weather you were talking about.
The first one was That'll Never Get Off the Ground. LZ.
Yeah.
The answer there was Led Zeppelin.
So easy.
Yeah, but I said that's here. There's always 2 easy ones and a difficult one.
Go on.
The third one was you'll get a load of bacon off them.
Go on.
That was L. Long Pigs.
Right.
Yeah. And then the second one was that woman's got her husband's gloves and a pair of her own.
Yeah.
HH.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was Erman's Hermits. So that's the 3. That's the 3 answers. I'm sure
Well, I'd
we've got
like
a
to
winner.
give the prize this week. There's,
Herman's Hermits.
there's a lot of...
Herman's Hermits. That is genius, Carl. That is genius. Oh, Herman's Hermits.
So,
There's so many people who are worthy of the prizes, obviously.
Hermits.
We're doing it now.
Let's go.
I noticed Heat magazine sort of put a bit of a spanner in the works.
Why?
Because they were saying, oh, maybe it'll be a Christmas edition of Rockbusters. And I'd already sorted them out.
I wouldn't worry, Carl.
Well, what I've done, I've cleverly tweaked them to make them Christmassy. So the Christmas bit in it has got nothing to do with it whatsoever, but I just thought...
So you mean the clues have a Christmas element?
Well, yeah,
But it's nothing to do with the
it's
answer.
nothing, yeah, it's nothing to do with the answer. Right.
So why don't you just ask the normal ones and I'll ring a bell. I'll
Yeah.
shake some bells.
Well,
go
it's
ho,
the
ho,
equivalent
ho.
of that, but in sort of speech. Right.
Brilliant.
So the first one, there's a load of letters there asking for advice. Put them on Claire's desk. Oh, and have a good Christmas.
No, give it to us again.
Oh, God!
Right. So there's a load of letters asking for advice. Put them on Claire's desk. Oh, and have a good Christmas.
Right,
Right.
but bear in mind, people, that the Christmas element may not be relevant
No,
to
that's
these
got
clues.
nothing to do with it. I don't want to.
Okay.
You know. And the initial there is F. Right. That's F.
All right.
Right. The
Next one.
second one. Ask your mum if you should. After you've wrapped the presents. Right. So that's,
Ask your man if you should.
ask your mum if you should after you've wrapped the presents. That's S.
Yes.
S.
All right.
Right.
Okay.
And the last one, a couple of people were arguing in the supermarket at the fruit and veg counter, but it's busy in there because it's Christmas. That's probably what brought it on. So that's B.
Oh.
B.
Oh, God!
So they're the three. Will I just recap?
Yes, please.
Yeah, I have no idea.
so
I
the
can't
first
even.
one.
I don't know what to start thinking. Well,
Right, there's a load of letters there asking for advice. Put them on Claire's desk.
Have a good Christmas.
Have a good Christmas. Second one, ask your mum if you should.
After you're at the prison.
S. And the last one, a couple of people were arguing in the supermarket at the fruit and veg counter.
But it's busy in there because it's
It's
Christmas.
busy 'cause it's Christmas. That's a B. So they're the three things. Right, here's the last clues of the year. You had, there's a load of letters there asking for advice. Put them on Claire's desk.
Go
That
on,
was
no idea.
F. That was for foreigner. For Rayner.
I don't know what you mean.
Claire Rayner. She took advice. She gave people advice. So that's a foreigner.
That is shit.
Right.
I'm sorry. That may be Christmas. That is absolute
A
dark.
lot of people got the right answer.
I know.
Yeah,
well, that
we
annoys
don't
me
like-
even
well,
more.
Number
The
two.
second one, ask your mum.
Foreigner.
Yeah.
Foreigner.
Second one, ask your mum if you should. That was S. That was Shalimar.
Shalimar?
Shalimar. Right?
No, bizarrely, what was the clue there?
Ask your mum if you should.
No, we got a lot of people saying Smashing Pumpkins as the answer to that. But I don't know who's saying that today, Mum. Smashing Pumpkins. Merry Christmas, Mum. Smashing
Thanks very
Pumpkins.
much. Nice bollocks. Oh, that's great. That's great.
Right.
Smashing pumpkins. Your dad bought them for me for Christmas.
Yeah.
Ah.
And the last one,
Lovely plums. What, my Victorians?
Oh God.
right, we've got to wrap it up. We've got to wrap it up.
Come on then.
A couple of people were arguing in the supermarket at the fruit and veg counter. That was B. That was banana drama. They were like having an
What do you
argument.
mean banana drama? What, no, wait. What group is banana drama? What group is banana drama?
So,
You're a fool. You're a twat.
When you say that, but you accuse Carl of that, you're also accusing lots of the listeners, including the winner, Nicola Rogers, of London, and she wins those great prizes, and she got them bang on, so...
Banana drama.
so can we finish there now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What do you mean?
so-
What do you mean? Can we finish there now?
Just play the ads and go.
Rockbusters.
Rockbusters, first one of the year.
Do you want to explain it? In case we've
Yeah,
got
just
some
in
new
case some
listeners.
new listeners.
Might have. You never know.
Chance to win some stuff. I give you like a cryptic clue and some initials, and it sort of makes up a band. So an easy one that we did at the start was an exploding pet, AK, atomic kitten.
Yeah.
Right, that's how it works. So there's three of them. It's email only. You email in ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk, and you win all that stuff Steve was talking about. Right, first one. £42 for a torch. £42 for a torch. That's a bit pricey. That's D. Right.
That's D.
Yeah.
Just give us it
Write
again.
that down. So £42 for a torch. That's a bit pricey, isn't it?
A little bit of enhancement.
Yeah.
Picking up his growth. Oh,
Okay,
God.
that's
So that's
D.
D. The second one, he'll fit some chocolate to your feet.
Say that again.
He'll fit some chocolate to your feet.
Is that he will fit some chocolate to your feet? He'll.
Yeah.
He'll fit some chocolate to your feet.
And the initial there is A.
That's A.
Yeah. And
fit some chocolate to your feet.
the third and final one, do you think your kid will get that strawberry for me?
Do you
Right.
think? Say it again.
Do you think your kid will get that strawberry for me? That's WP.
Right, now, I just better warn people. You really got to get into the mindset of Carl here. These are not real cryptic clues. These are not cryptic clues that you do in the Guardian or the Times crossword. There's usually something wrong with them. It is usually, what's the word? Completely change the word in order to make it fit.
Yes.
Often. So just be careful. Don't be surprised.
Exactly.
Okay.
Do you want to give us them again very quickly?
All right. First one, 42 quid for a torch. That's a bit pricey, isn't it? All right, that's D. Second one, he'll fit some chocolate to your feet.
I can't think of anything. I can't think.
That's A.
And do you think your kid will get that strawberry for me? WP. Right. So
Ricky.Gervais at xfm.co.uk.
right. Here we go. Then the first one, £42 for a torch. That's a bit pricey.
Go on.
That was D.
Yeah.
That was Daylight.
Wait, I thought Delight, and I thought it doesn't work.
second one.
I actually thought Delight doesn't work.
Second one.
There's no, wait. Dear Light, it doesn't work. It's Delight.
Second one was.
No, Carl, it doesn't work.
Yeah, but if we're going to continue with this feature, you've got to tweak them a bit, right? People have got it. We've had loads of emails, more than ever. So, do you know what I mean? Let them decide. If they don't like it, they won't email in, but they're loving it.
They've
Right?
all come from the same institution.
Right, go on.
He'll fit some chocolate to your feet. That was A. That was Aerosmith. Right?
Aerosmith. You've
Yeah.
heard of a blacksmith?
But a smith is just a workman. It doesn't necessarily. No, you can have anything. You can have a locksmith. A smith doesn't just mean it does shoes.
Right. Do you think?
Aero Cobbler would have worked. Unfortunately, there isn't a band called Aero Cobbler.
Get ready with a winner. Do you think your kid will get that strawberry for me? That's Wilson Pickett.